Fired Up Sports network of shows. Please check out other Fired Up Sports Network podcasts like the P-Lot Pod, Water Cooler Talk, Bell Smashers, Philly Sports Love and Pain, Drunk on Broad, Beer Battered Sports, and the Fired Up Sports Show, which are available on all major podcasting hosting sites and social media. Also, check out Mark Ramos' Roundup on firedupsports.com, which breaks down the happenings going on with all your favorite local teams.
You're listening to Drunk on Broad, Philly Sports Unfiltered! From Broad Street down to the bank, we bleed red, green, black, blue, and gray. Racial classes, game day pride, Philly's hardware, drunk on the ride. A.G. Elliott flying on at night, Six Stars lights up, the sky's so bright. Flyers crash like thunder on the ice, Philly swinging, everything's nice. Union chanting, passion loud and raw, city of grit, we break every law. Up, down! Drunk on Broad, no we don't sleep. City of champions, running deep. For another round, let's make it loud. Feel it forever. We're Broad Street proud. Drunk on Broad, yeah, we're home. Drunk on Broad.
Oh no, it's a Shefty alert. It's listen, it's the time to have all your notifications on. It's the news comes fast and furious, especially when you've got the legal tampering period, you've got all sorts of stuff happening. Seeing a bunch of familiar faces go other places, which we kind of knew was inevitable. Some of them not surprising at all. Cool to see some of the landing spots not where we had hoped, but it's an interesting time. So I'm going to leave it up to you guys. Do you guys want to start about you want to talk about the guys they're bringing in, or you want to talk about the guys that are leaving?
Whatever you want to do. Good either way, Don.
We're flexible,
All right.
Don. We're just
We're
flexible
super
guys.
flexible. I've seen
So-
Joe put his pants on.
I mean,
Wait,
that's assuming Joe's
did?
wearing pants.
Two
I'm not
legs
telling
at a
today,
time.
guys.
Super flex.
Not gonna tell you, Rich. I'll tell you when you wear a shirt and you do your workout videos. How about that?
Oh my goodness.
Well,
Well, you've got. I mean, at this point, right? We can talk about some. So Nakobe Dean ends up in Vegas, but gives one last kudos to the fans with passing on the deal to go to Dallas, which apparently was pretty comparable. You have Reed Blankenship that ended up on a deal that kind of made sense that if they had wanted him back, they probably could have offered him, but chose not to.
Yeah.
Weird.
How Jahan Dotson turned being the worst statistical receiver in the entire league into a pretty decent contract is mind-blowing.
Atlanta, baby.
Yeah, I mean, Atlanta has done some really, really,
Tua,
really
baby,
strange things.
Tua.
So, I mean, it's really interesting to see what they've been able to do. But when you look at the guys that are going out, does the Reed Blankenship one surprise you in that they didn't offer him as a guy that they had as an unrestricted free or an undrafted free agent, a guy that the numbers, all things considered, probably they could have afforded to bring him back?
Absolutely. I mean,
Yeah.
numbers wise, money wise, sure. Go ahead, Rich.
No, go ahead. No, you do it.
Sure.
Go.
Okay.
Yeah, go.
I think the 49er game left a bad taste in their mouth. You know? I mean,
Yep.
He was really good the year that they won the Super Bowl, but he definitely took a step back, and I think the Eagles they don't spend big money at that position. They just don't.
Well, that and
And
Joe, they
not to
don't
say that
really.
that was big money, but I mean, between bringing in somebody else who's maybe a draft pick, maybe a CJ Gardner John. I'm just saying, just talking out
Yeah,
loud. But I
yeah.
feel like
I
that
mean,
they think that that position is more a plug and play rather than like corner when they went out and got a dress cornerback too. I'm just
but
trying to
like,
think of I'm just trying to break down what I think how he's handling.
I mean, when you look at the money that Houston invested in him, right? It's like what 24 over 3.
And
That
it's what,
like
16 guaranteed, right?
like that's it's definitely something that was in their price range.
Yeah.
But that I guess that kind of tells you they also, Joe, they don't pay those guys in the middle. Like they
No.
pay high end guys,
Mm.
and then they fill in the rest of the roster. But like those guys that are kind of in the middle, going on the second contract, that's not where they invest their money.
No.
And when you look at where they're going to invest their money in the upcoming years, you can't. And this was what we thought it was. You can't pay everybody. Um, and then you have the whole situation with Rich with Jalen Phillips and the contract that Jalen Phillips gets, which
Stupid.
Good for
is
Stupid
him.
money.
like good for him, right?
Good
Like,
for him.
not going
I
to hate
mean,
on
you
anybody
can't be
getting their
mad at
money,
him.
but
No, stupid
Can't
money.
be,
I
can't be
mean,
mad.
there's no way that you can turn down $20 million more than anybody else was going to offer you.
Fuck no.
And net, like subsequently, when that whole deal goes down on like literally almost right away,
Yeah.
one, and then the news drops today with Trey Hendrickson going to Baltimore. We can talk about that whole saga. Um, but Jalen Phillips is getting paid more than Trey Hendrickson, and
Yeah.
the production from the two of them is not even close.
No, it's like night and
Night and
day.
day, yeah.
Good for him. I mean, you're going to Carolina. Maybe you'll have a chance to win by the time your contract's up. I highly doubt that.
Yeah,
I mean, he wanted the money. Like, let's be real. Like, he wanted the money.
yeah, for sure.
And I'm not mad at him. Like, you do what you got to do. You secure your bag, and everything's great. But what are you gonna like? Come on, man. Like, we all know what it is. I don't see Carolina being a perennial Super Bowl contender in the 4 years that he's there. Um, would I don't know. I'm different. I want to win. Like, yeah, it could be their division to win, but Atlanta still can be tough. The
Mhm.
Bucks still are going to be tough, and the Saints, to be completely honest with you, don't write them out. Like, Kellen Moore had those guys looking pretty good, and they're trying to
Mhm.
revamp their offense and their defense. So I just don't understand it. And when it comes back to just the Reed saga, I do agree. I think the San Fran game left a real bad taste in their mouth. Um, and to be completely honest with you, as much as I liked Reed, he had a really down year. Um, not a guy that I really want to solidify the backhand of my defense, or
Right.
yeah, the back half of my defense with. I think there are still some safeties out there that they can grab, especially some vets. Um, that could be beneficial,
For
like
sure.
Dave said last week, the dude Cross from Indianapolis. You still got Brisker. You have CJGJ. There's still guys out there
Yeah,
that you can pick
sure.
up for the cheap. Pair with Makumba and
Go from there.
go from there. I'm just that Jalen Phillips money is insane. Like when I was like, oh, the Eagles got this in the bag. They offered him 20 million. I'm like, yo, this is gonna be great. And then the report came out, and I said,
Yeah,
okay, yeah, no
yeah.
fucking way. But
That's
all
not
right,
and like
No.
like that number is not even close to a walkaway number. Like
no,
that's and like I think if it had been closer to 25, I think
That's where I think that was their cutoff.
they may have thought about it, but
Yeah.
like once someone's offering you 30
yeah,
for especially for him considering the production that he's had, like there's no way. And I think Carolina was also a little bit they're a little bit bitter last year, right? Because remember the way that the whole Milton Williams thing went down, and right, Milton Williams had interest and committed to signing there, and then pulled out and went to New England. But Brisker as a name is a guy that I like to kind of put on the back end, right? And you then right, then you start to talk about the additions, right? You bring back Calcaterra, which I don't understand at all.
Yeah, I don't know.
You bring in the kid from Jacksonville, Mott, the who will end up being your second or third tight end, which
he's going to be your third tight end. He's going to be your blocking tight end.
It seems like the conversation that's happening around the team with the way that the Joe, you were talking about you want to talk about the void years with, or not the void years, but the way that they've shifted the ability to be able to negotiate the contract with Goddard, pushing that back to Friday. Talk about that, because that's connected to some other stuff.
Sure. I mean, the ripple effects from them being able to do that is going to be able to, financially allow them to make a move for Grenard from Minnesota. That's the route that Howie wants to go. But I mean, they, other than the Phillies, other than the Eagles being connected to Goddard, there hasn't been, other than Njoku maybe a couple days ago, but. And I don't know. We don't know, and we haven't heard anything about what Dallas Goedert's market is. Like, there's been no mention of any other team that's in on him or is interested in him or any of that. So
I think the longer it drags on, Joe, I think the better the chances are that he comes back.
Well, he's 31, right?
He's 30, I think so, and. You're not gonna.
It's a 31-year-old tight end who's had a career year in touchdowns, but a down year in yards and receptions, and has injury concerns. Like, if he
He's got
thinks
to understand that, right?
if he thinks he's getting $12-13 million, no, he's not. Like, look at the contracts. I mean, I'm not his agent or anything like that. I don't know anything, but like Austin Hooper, he got $13 million and fucking sucked. You have so many bad tight end contracts that aren't out there that teams are not investing in their tight end.
And bad
unless you're McBride or Brock Bowers. And he is neither of those guys. He's not catching 100 passes for 1,300 yards and 12 touchdowns. He is the third receiving option or fourth receiving option on a really good offense. So I don't like his market to me. Oh, Nick Cross went to Washington.
Yeah, I was going to tell you that.
Yeah, I just saw it's just on there. Oh, and they got Chigakonkwo. And Chigakonkwo only got $10 million a year. So I don't know.
And he's young, and he's
5 years younger than him.
20. You're right. Yeah, but Dallas is up there and getting a little long in the tooth. I mean, Isaiah likely got 13 a year from. Where did he go?
He went to the fucking Giants.
Giants.
Oh yeah, because of John Harbaugh. That's right.
But I'm pretty sure Likely's only 25. Is he 26?
25. Yeah, he's young. But yeah, I mean Dallas. He's getting up there. And yeah, that's always been his issue is inability to stay on the field. Yeah. So
Likely is 25. So I'm just looking up the ages. And Dallas got
it's likely that Dallas won't be on the field for the season.
It's also true. Yeah, but and we're kind of burying the lead here, but the big addition is bringing in Tariq Woolen, right?
Yes.
And that addition to the back end of this defense, I don't really care who you bring in to play safety next to Andrew Makuba.
Yeah.
The comp that I heard was like, right, has all the measurables, right, has all the intangibles, but also has some of the instability in the on-field presence, in terms of the consistency, but has the measurables of Kelly Ringo, but with on-field play to actually back it up. Right? Like and when you look at right, he's not coming here to be a number one, right? He's going to come here to play opposite Quinion Mitchell, play
Yep.
outside of Cooper DeJean. That like you have the opportunity to be able to build the back end of this this defense and really not right like you're taking away that revolving door of guys that are really thinking about like last year, right? It was that like who we couldn't figure out who was going to be there until Dory Jackson figured out how to play football like 8 weeks into the season.
Yeah,
So like now you and it right there's a reason why he's getting a 1-year prove it deal. But Rich, talk about that. Talk about his addition to the back end of this defense and what that does for this team.
No, I mean, so we liked him last year. I think we were trying to
Mhm.
do just a straight up trade for Kelly Ringo for him. We're like, yeah, you know, Kelly Ringo's pretty good, and then we got a disgraced Pro Bowler and Reek Woolen, so like maybe they'll just figure it out. It's funny because like seeing the consensus of like Seahawks fans were like, oh, there's a reason we let him go because he does knucklehead shit, and we're like, okay, and we have Kelly Ringo and Adoree Jackson and Jacorian Bennett and Michael Carter. Like, bro,
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. Like, he's got to be better than those guys. But nah, he's another guy. He's a ball hawk, big physical presence.
Yep.
If he can literally keep his head in the game and not do stupid shit, like we'll be fine. And
Yeah.
it gives you a legit solid anchor to Quinion on the other side,
For
and
sure.
keeping Coop in the slot. Like this is probably going to
Mhm.
be one of the better secondaries that the Eagles have had in a very long time. I mean, our question marks revolving around, you know, last year and then Slay the year before and then the year before with Bradbury and that nonsensical bullshit. Um,
Mhm.
it's a good move. I mean, $15 million 1 year. All right, let's approve it. Let me see what you got. And if he does
Yep.
well, maybe we sign him again. If not, he walks. We try to get somebody through the draft. You know, it
Yeah.
could be a stopgap. It could be we just needed this, and we needed this last year. So I'm happy
Yeah.
that they pulled the trigger and they ended up signing one of the better cornerback free agents. I honestly didn't think we were going to land him. I thought he was going to go somewhere and sign a long term deal. But you know, I guess everybody's got to prove themselves worthy in the NFL. So I mean, 15 million, you know, up to 15 million. I'm not
It's
sure
a
how much
12
is.
base, yeah. So
Yeah,
It's
it's
he's
like
12 base.
12. Yeah.
and I mean that at that number, I mean,
That's a good number.
that's a number
Mhm.
I mean, you really couldn't pass up.
Yeah, and I mean, Rich, when you talk about the bonehead stuff, right? Like you saw that on display in that game against the Rams, right? He's playing really well, and then has that 2-play stretch, right,
Yep.
where he makes a huge stop on a 3rd and long, talks a bunch of crap to the sidelines, gets a 15-yard penalty, and then, and then gets burnt deep,
Yep.
right? But that that's the kind of stuff that caused him to be in the situation where Seattle had to choose between him and Josh Jobe, and they
They chose Josh Jobe.
right they
Josh
took
Jobe.
Josh Jobe, right, former Eagle,
Eagle All-Star.
but
Former
like
Eagle, baby.
it's I'm now looking right now with everything that played out with the defensive end market, right, and that is a super slim market at this point,
Yeah.
right?
There's
The
not much left.
right, Gennard is the guy that it seems like
Got to make it
kind
happen.
of right,
Yeah.
and the way that Joe, when you're talking about the way that they're kind of manipulating the stuff with Goddard to be able to have the flexibility to bring him in, but also extend him because he wants the extension in Minnesota, but Minnesota doesn't want to give him the extension. I mean, Minnesota cut.
They just freed up a bunch of money too, so I don't know what the hell they're
Who
doing.
did Rich? Who did they just cut? Their defensive tackle,
Javon Hargrave and Allen
Javon Hargrave,
And
Allen
Jonathan
and Jonathan
and
Allen.
it took Javon Hargrave all of like 10 minutes to find a new
2 minutes to the Packers.
right, like almost like it was right away. And then you also see like it's just wild to see the way that stuff kind of plays out. But and I'm there's some moves around the NFL that I'm like the Cowboys today traded Oso Ziggy Zua for a 3rd round pick. Like,
Yeah.
You just signed him to like a super cheap deal. He's like a crazy productive player, and you trade him for an unknown quantity. Like it just
It's the
That
fucking
They've got a
sucks.
Cowboys.
plan, Don. They have a plan.
They got a plan, Joe. I know they got a plan. So in the next couple of days, right? What is the expectation?
For the Cowboys,
Right?
to suck.
Well, we know that, Rich. But like, it doesn't like it seems like the Max Crosby stuff. I know that we're
I
all
think
kind
that's
of
done for the year.
yeah. It seems like all the reports are that like he goes back, he's going to play the year, and then they figure it out from there. Which really doesn't leave a whole like it leaves Grenard there with really nobody else. Now it wouldn't surprise me if Howie kicks the tires on, on something that something that is unexpected. We know that they were in the conversations with Hendrickson from Cincinnati going to Baltimore. We know that was that they made a contract offer. I'm curious to see how that defensive end market plays out because they don't have a ton of depth, right?
Yeah.
They got Jalex Hunt,
At
Nolan
all.
Smith, and
Uche's gone. Ojulari's gone.
right. They all
They were terrible anyway.
Brandon Graham's back.
those guys didn't even see the field. And Rich, those guys got decent contracts too. Like it's the money is wild when you look at how the cap went up.
Out of control.
These guys just keep getting paid.
The guy from the Giants, the 3rd receiver who went to
Wan'Dale
Tennessee.
Robinson.
Are you kidding me?
Wan'Dale Robinson was probably their best pass catcher outside of Neighbors this year.
But it's just crazy. All you have to do is be good for 1 year or
that's the issue.
Part of 1 year.
well, my favorite thing is Wan'Dale Robinson's like average depth to target was like 1.2 yards. I remember the one game he had like 12 catches for like 43 yards. It's like he was just at the line of scrimmage and he was like, dump off. And Dable was like, I love it. But this is the problem. You have bad teams who have to spend money.
Yeah, and that's
like, and there's no difference between the Wan'Dale Robinson contract of this year to the Christian Kirk contract from when he left Arizona and signed to the Jags. And then remember they signed him, it was like 3 for 90.
It was like everyone was like,
and then Zay Jones was like 3 for 70. It's like, what the fuck?
I don't even know
if
he played. Does he even play?
Zay Jones?
Yeah.
I think he was
he
like
fell off the face of the earth.
But like it's that crazy shit where you're just kind of like bad teams have to spend money, and it kind of kills the market. Like it makes me
it destroys the market.
Did you see what the Patriots paid for Romeo Dobbs?
Was it 4 for 70 or was it 4 for 80?
It's like 70 million a year.
It's 70
for Romeo Dobbs.
But it escalates to 80
it's out of control
with incentives and stuff.
Yeah. And then you look at Devontae Smith, who makes what, 25?
Yeah.
But this is what happens though. Is like, Rich, what you're saying is like the fact that like the reason that like none of these really, really good teams are spending money because they're trying to either keep or extend, like because they're making smart decisions where like these teams are literally just trying, like if and I on some level I don't blame Tennessee for going out and trying to like revamp their roster and you got a new coach and a new coaching staff that comes in, but it's when you talk about like there's a difference between like resetting the market and like destroying the market. It's absolutely wild.
I mean, that's all they're really pretty much doing. I mean, this is free agency every year, and with the cap just going up,
you're right. It is.
It's just a lot.
It's ballooned, yeah.
It's not even that like high quality of players that are out there this year. Like some of these other corners. I mean, Jalen Watson got a big deal. Like he's good. I don't think he deserved. I forget the 3 for like 37 or some shit that he got. It's just kind of like.
That's just the go right now. Yeah.
All right. And that's the thing. It's like, well, just like everything else, it's all going to go up. So you kind of look at it, it's like, okay, well, if they're getting this, well, what's Q and
Oh God.
Coop going to want? Like they're going to both get like 20 million a year,
Mhm.
which I'm not mad.
Yeah.
There's
To be
people that,
that good, then that's probably what
and
it's
that's
going
the
to be.
and when I look at the Eagles and I look at what like we really need, like we can patchwork it with the defensive line. We have Carter, we have Davis, but Q and Coop, man, like those are
Gotta
two
have
guys
that.
that
Yeah.
you have to keep.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Like two generational talents that are there, can play, aren't injury prone. I mean, you've
Yep.
seen Q got knocked out of a few games last year, but I mean, not injury prone guys. And you need good corners in the NFL because the wide receivers are that good. It's not the days of old where teams are throwing out, one good wide receiver. It's Calvin
Yeah.
Johnson and nobody else. No, it's the CD Lambs and the George Pickens. It's the Jamar Chases and the T Higgins, and then they draft a rookie who's really good. And it's like, oh, well, you got three guys you need to cover. Like, you need to have three solid corners, or you look what happened last year. Just target whoever Ringo or Adoree Jackson's on, and you'll succeed.
Yeah.
So there's
Yeah.
priorities coming up, and
For sure.
I know where I'm putting my eggs. Where I'm putting
Yeah,
my
and
eggs in
and I
that
think
basket.
you're going to start to see. I think in the draft, right, you're going to start to see them really start to reshape and rebuild the roster on the offensive side because they know that the flip is going to get script. Where you're going to look at how do they start to pay the guys on defense, which obviously we know is going to mean that they're going to have to shed salary on
Yeah.
offense. The AJ Brown stuff seems to be dead at this point for now.
We
Um,
we all knew it was dead.
correct.
We all knew it was
For
dead.
the time being, Rich.
For the time being,
For the time being until when next
Until
year.
it makes financial
Yeah.
sense. Yeah.
so and to me, I'm looking at that and going, okay, right? Like he's under contract. Like they made it known that like they weren't actively shopping him,
Yeah.
but they were listening. And when you're in a position where you don't have to trade him, you can ask for whatever. And if they don't meet it, they're like, and it seems like the reports are like the deal with New England was pretty damn close. And it was the difference between this year's one and next year's one.
Yeah, you
And
want
like,
next year's one.
right, you want next year's one because inevitably New England's
They're gonna
not going
be
to be
worse.
as good. They're going to
They're
play
gonna
a
win
first
4
place.
games next year. With
Yeah,
that
I mean,
offense, they're gonna win
and
4 games.
yeah,
Like it cracks me up. Like the
playing a
worst
first place schedule.
they're gonna play a first place schedule. They are going to get fucking hammered by everyone. That's what I was
Yeah.
saying, like with the other boys. And I'm texting them and I'm like, yo, if I'm fucking trading AJ, I want next year's pick. Don't fucking give me this year's pick, New England. Give me next year's.
Well,
I'll take
next
your
year
1 and
plus
your 3 for next year, and you can have
for
these.
sure.
Because they would be absolute, like,
Mm-hmm.
we would be able to, if we wanted to, at that point, you can trade AJ, bring in more assets, right? Or no, AJ's already gone.
Yep.
Sorry, my bad. AJ's already gone. We already traded. Can't trade him twice.
That's okay.
You trade up and you could have got like Jeremiah Smith because it would be like 1 or 2 picks you would have to jump. And then you
Yeah.
get like the wide receivers coming out next year are
Dogs.
absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's where you want to be in the top to get those guys.
Yeah.
Fuck New England. Give you a 31st. What the fuck is that?
Yeah. Yeah. And we've said it a million times, but like they're a better offense with him in it.
Absolutely.
And like when you think about bringing in all of the new offensive staff that they're bringing in, you want the opportunity to be able to put the best product on the field because that's going to be your best opportunity for the offense to be successful. It doesn't. But all right, so around the league, right? The obvious move that everybody's talking about, right, is the Crosby trade that never was. I saw like the funniest thing is like the 2 biggest trades in the history of the Ravens involve 2 guys that never actually played a game for them.
Yep.
Crosby and AJ and Terrell
And
Owens,
TL.
right? Like the fact that you knew what the medicals were. You knew he wasn't going to get
No
clear. Like
surprise.
no, and it doesn't seem like it's really genuine
It,
what they're sharing.
it wasn't at all.
Because they got cold feet. They didn't want to give up the 2-1s. They saw the trend in the market for Hendrickson went down.
Yep.
And they saw their opportunity to be able to get out of it and be able to spin it in a way that gives them the opportunity to be, obviously in a better position with Trey Hendrickson and their 2 first-round picks rather than just Crosby.
Yeah. I mean, they could have just been fucking honest instead of being little crybaby bitches.
I don't
And
think
just
they
said,
did.
we just don't want to do it anymore. Like, oh no, we didn't like. Everybody knew, and it's not even like about. It's not a pass or fail, right? Oh, when they mean they don't pass their physical, it just means something shows up. Your doctors can interpret it, and you see if the risk is worth it. So, a failed physical is just an indication that there is something wrong with a player. You already knew something was wrong. How was a man who is rehabbing going to pass a physical? He's not. Obviously, there's an injury. He's rehabbing it. He's doing what he needs to do so he can play. It pisses me off because we talked about it before the show. It's the same fucking scumbag who gave us Jair Alexander and he retired.
Right.
Did we fucking cry and say we want our pick back? You can take him and keep him on injured reserve and reserve because he wants to retire. No, we didn't. We just said, all right, well, fuck it. Hope he gets better. Maybe he'll come back and play football. I understand it's 2 number ones, but it's fucking Max Crosby. But they had this shit lined up, Don. Like it was
Oh, I know.
conniving bullshit that it was lined up and they saw, oh, well, Trey Henderson's still out there. Fuck it. We can keep 2 assets and this guy's cheaper. Sounds great.
Yeah.
Fucking loser mentality.
Yeah. I'm
What
just
a mess.
yeah. And you can only imagine, right, the reputation that builds around the league for being in a spot where it's putting people in a position where they feel disingenuous about what that transaction actually is. So
Just wait till the owners' meetings next offseason.
Oof.
Because I
now
guarantee this whole tampering Monday shit is going to
it's
get
going to go
thrown
away.
out, or they're
Yeah.
going to just start it on Monday. Because what happens? All right, so what happens if the Raiders didn't have all that money that they had for the players that they already committed there, and with the trade for Max Crosby? So
Yeah.
how's it fuck? Like, what if it did fuck with other contracts and threw
Mm-hmm.
everything else off? And you had other teams in the sweepstakes who wanted them, and then you have them trade for other players. And what if they go, oh, no, we're not going to do that because we wanted this guy. We never wanted him. He was our consolation prize. Oh, no, Joe, man down.
Yeah.
I'll
He's
be back.
back. Like, it could have really fucked up a lot of things for.
For sure.
So something's going to happen. And the owners and the Players Association, they are not happy with this because I really think that one, it's like you said, it's disingenuous, but it's just you agree to a trade in principle, and then all of a sudden you want to say, "All right, this is what it is." No, man, it's you got cold feet, you backed out. Everybody knew Max Crosby was rehabbing an injury.
Mm-hmm.
What happened? Come on,
Yeah.
like
Yeah. Yeah. And Rich, you got the right. You got the Jets coming full circle, brain.
Geno Smith.
Right. It's
Yeah,
crazy, man.
I
That's
the,
just nuts. But like,
it's just poverty franchises.
yeah,
This is why
I,
these franchises stay terrible. Poor
for sure.
Garrett Wilson and Brees Hall. Like, if I'm Brees
Yeah,
Hall, like at this point, I'm probably going to be like, you know what? I'm holding out. You know why? I made good
now.
money in the NFL. I'm just going to, I don't even think I need to play here
Mm-hmm.
anymore. Like,
Yeah,
you're going to
Rich.
kill yourself.
Any surprising
Yourself,
moves
too.
around? Any undercover moves? Any moves that surprise you that you like?
Honestly, I like Malik Willis to Miami.
Okay.
I think that's a good move by them. Um, it just sucks that Miami is just absolute dog shit. I didn't understand a lot of the Tennessee moves. A lot of them were shocking. The Daniel Bellinger signing was just strange. There's a few other. I'm trying to think. One move that I really did like was Travis Etienne going to the Saints.
Okay.
I thought that was a
And
pretty.
that you think that how does that affect Alvin Kamara?
Kamara's gone. Like he's 30. They're gonna cut him. He's been slowly. I mean, they shut him down for the last like 6 weeks of the season
6 weeks,
last year.
right?
They're just like, yeah, dude, you don't got it anymore. I think it will be a great complementary piece to a different team. Um, I think Kellen Moore can do great things with that offense. I mean, he showed
Yeah.
it last year. Tyler Shuck, he looked good. So Travis Etienne going there is pretty. It's pretty cool.
Rich, how about the Colts? The Colts giving the money that they're giving to Daniel Jones and Alec Pierce. Like to me, that move, like those two moves, scream like we're chasing that 8-2 start. That was such like a false positive that like I just don't know how you can commit that amount of money to those two guys, knowing that Daniel Jones needs to be like mobile and
Yeah.
athletic, and he's coming off an injury that's going to make him less mobile and less athletic. And then you're just committing what $90 million to him. It's
$90 million to him, and then $117 million to Alec Pierce. Where if you look at Alec Pierce's numbers last year, I think he had under 50 catches for over 1,000 yards and 9 touchdowns.
It's just ridiculous.
Like he is a deep threat player. Don't understand how you let him go when Michael Pittman was literally the most active and probably your best wide receiver. So now you're thrusting a number 3 receiver into the 1 position. We all know how that goes. So that's going to be a joke. You have him on the outside and then Josh Downs. And then, like you said, a Daniel Jones who can't move this year, or at least early on. Daniel Jones played himself into that contract, though. He played
for sure.
fucking awesome. It just sucks that he went down the way he did because I was rooting for him. Yeah, it's stupid money. I mean, my biggest thing is I can't believe that the Falcons let Kirk Cousins go. Like how great Kirk Cousins is. They let him go.
Between that
goes
and
and then you bring
bringing in Tua.
Yeah,
That's Atlanta, baby.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think Tua is as bad as everybody thinks he is. I think he's super concussed all the time, but he's also a guy who played for a terrible team.
Yeah.
Who was running for his life all the time. I mean, he is literally scared to get hit one more time.
Sure.
But the Falcons
It's
got
true.
a guy, and the best thing is they don't have to change any of their protections. So he can be the starter until Penix gets back because they don't have to change anything because lefty. So and he's like getting $1 million from them, and then Miami's eating 99 million in dead cap.
$99 million. It's crazy.
They're
But like
dumpster fire.
when you look at when and I'm gonna put this in big air quotes, when he's healthy and available, he's really productive. It's really hard to argue with his numbers when he's on the field. Problem is that sometimes he doesn't even know that he's on the field.
Yeah.
But it's crazy. The one move that I really, really liked was Detroit bringing in Isaiah Pacheco and pairing him with Jahmyr Gibbs, right? Because you get rid of
Dave Montgomery got traded.
Right, they trade David Montgomery to the Texans. It's a really like low risk. Like they're paying him. It's a 1 year, $1.8 million deal.
Yeah,
it's like nothing.
Yeah.
And I think in that offense, can provide similar or better production than David Montgomery.
Yeah,
when he gets healthy, his issue is always health. You know, he's a violent runner. I mean, the year that they beat us in the Super Bowl, I mean, he was just he was lights out, physical, downhill, just grounded pound. But that definitely took its toll. But if he's a healthy player, he's going to do really well. And I think that's a really
Yeah.
good change of pace. That's what they need in
Mhm.
Detroit to take over for the Montgomery role. But
Yeah.
if he could stay on the field, it's a really good move. And yeah, I mean cheap, yeah, low risk, high reward. So
Yeah.
good for
And
Detroit.
I mean, the running backs, you know, especially in Detroit, they get utilized. He's going to have a role. It's what Dan Campbell
Mhm.
does. So he is going to be the David Montgomery smash into guys and hurt them, but also catch some passes out of the backfield, which he can do. So I mean, it's a great signing if he can stay healthy. Um, uh, I think the Raiders had a really good offseason. I think they're
Yeah,
I think with N'Kobe Dean, they got a few other pass rushers. I think they also and they got Linderbaum from Baltimore at center.
that's a huge undercover. I mean, and when you talk about reset the market, right? They paid
Yeah.
him what $10 million more than the next closest guy.
Yeah.
But when you're drafting
Well,
a
you had to,
quarterback
Don, to get him into fucking to be on your team. That they were gonna have to pay him, but like, come on, bro,
oh,
we
for
really
sure,
need you. Here's an extra 10.
right? But like when you look at, there's the difference between like Brady
Yeah.
at the top of that organization saying, if we're going to draft a guy number one and we're going to need to make sure that he's going to have the best opportunity to be successful, right? We're
Yeah.
going to get the best guy available and a guy who's going to make sure that everybody is in position to be able to protect your what will be the Raiders' biggest asset for the next 10 years. Then you pay them the extra 10.
Yeah. You pay that man what you need to protect your franchise quarterback. And this is the issue that we talk about. These teams are
Mhm.
drafting quarterbacks and they have no offensive line. Well, they're trying. You can't fault the Raiders for not trying, but like they had a really good free agency. And then you still have, obviously more days to go on.
Right.
But fucking Mike Evans going to San Fran. Juwan
That's
Jennings doesn't re-sign. So you have Mike
yeah.
Evans and Ricky Pearsall. I mean, Mike Evans is that electrical field is just gonna cook him. Um, like it's taken everybody. I don't know if that's a smart move. Um, I'm just there's so many still intriguing names out there, and I love the Harrison Smith. I don't understand what the fuck Minnesota's doing. They're like getting rid of their whole defense,
Yeah, I'm
which
not.
was
They're
their
loading
strength
up for something.
last year. Yeah, they're tanking. I don't know what number one wide
Maybe for next
receiver.
year. Yeah.
Yeah, what number one quarterback is going to be there?
Yeah, I mean, you could. There's some. You could do part two of the exciting whites. They've got
Harrison
a
Smith's
decent
done.
option there, right? Which is a guy, and I don't know the way that tweet was worded. Sounds like he's in between. Do I continue to play or am I going to
Yeah,
retire? When you talk about he's going to make his decision about football, there's a couple of young safeties in the draft. I got to imagine that the first handful of picks in the draft are going to be on the offensive side. Um, I think that's where you could upgrade wide receiver 3, right? If you draft one of these young kids early, right at that 23rd pick. Um, Anything around the division surprise you when you look at Dallas? When you look at
Washington
Dallas,
didn't get any
Da-
younger.
Dallas. Yeah, Dallas. They make that move with Green Bay for Gary, but I mean, I think he was probably going to be like a cap casualty anyway. I think they were going to wind up cutting him, or he could have been had for something less. And then
Yeah,
there goes Jerry swooping in, giving him a third or fourth round pick. So, I mean, they redid. Whose deal did they just redo? Was it Dax or somebody's deal? They just did not that long ago, where they freed up money to make it look like that they were going to actually make a significant move, and
yeah,
then they signed Thompson. I think he's a safety. I mean, they're
Jalen
very
Thompson.
they're very pedestrian, pretty pedestrian moves. It's just Dallas. That's just what they do. They still don't have their secondary is still suspect. Other than Gary, I mean, who's your pass rusher in Dallas? And that's been their kryptonite over the last however many years. Like their offense is always good. Dak finds a way to shit the bed when the game's on the line, but the defense has been
Yeah.
throughout all that. Their defense has always let them down. So it just unless they hit in the draft or have some other move up their sleeve that's really gonna you know tip the scale. There, it's just gonna be the same old thing with them. And we'll see. I mean, there's just so many things for us too that are still up in the air. But you got to build. Like we said, you got to build through the trenches. They're paying their guys on the defensive line. They're keeping their guys that they want in house. You got to believe that we're gonna, when it comes to the draft, the first round or the second round, they've got to be going offensive line.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Joe, I think they're in a
That's what
position
they're
where
doing.
like they're not drafting from a position of need per se, right? Like they're not drafting to fill a hole this year, which I think puts them in a good position to they have a bunch of positions that have the ability to be able to be available to take. Like if I got to imagine, right, that like if there's an offensive weapon that they like there, right,
Mhm.
whether it's Sadiq, whether it's one of the wide receivers, that like they can pull the trigger on that and know
Yeah.
that, right, like if they know that the AJ thing is kind of good for right now, but that's on the horizon for next year, that like starting that process early now and getting that guy in your system as the third wide receiver.
Yeah.
But if that's Kenyon Sadiq, right, if that's one of those guys, but there's also at the back end of that first round, Rich, I know you've talked about it a bunch of times, but like there will be opportunities to move back if they want, but there are also opportunities to move up if they want. And we know
Yeah.
that Howie's going to deal. We've seen him go up and down in the same draft, right? Remember that with the Devontae, the way that draft played out, right? Trading back up. But like when I look around when I look around the division, there's not a ton of signings of guys that really move the needle a whole lot. Like what the Giants and Commanders and Cowboys didn't move the needle at all.
No.
Um,
The
when
Giants
you
spent all their money on a fucking tight end when they have Theo
yeah
Johnson. It made no
yeah
sense. You had Theo Johnson. So
yeah
why do you draft another pass catching tight? I don't know, man. I like some of these fucking moves. I just go,
What's
I
the
don't get
word?
it.
What's the word? And I've heard this trickle out here and there, and I don't know if it's just media or if there's really something to it. Is Scadaboo going to be a bit able to play this season, or is he really considering not like hanging it up? I've heard some chatter of that, and I don't know if that's just.
I
I
haven't
don't know
seen
if
anything
you
like
guys have
that.
heard that, but I've heard that a couple of different outlets,
I
and
haven't,
that's
but
This
you
is
know
a Nick Chubb like injury. Like he'll
for
most
sure.
likely be out. He'll try to come back and be a step slower, um, and realize he needs to step back. Like this,
Yeah.
almost the same exact injury happened to Nick Chubb, and I think he was
weighing
out.
his options. Yeah,
He was out what that year for the Browns. He didn't come back till like the next season's week 10, and then
yeah,
I think he
and he
played.
wasn't right all year.
No, he played 2 games and then he was done. Like
Yeah,
it's when you have all the ligament damage and everything else besides the dislocation and like the few fractures I think that were there, like that's huge for your
massive for those.
mobility.
Yeah,
And you
and
gotta like,
he's a road grader, so
yeah,
that's doesn't bode well for a long time in the NFL. So yeah, the Giants have a decision to make at that pick.
Mhm.
Love from Notre Dame is a guy that would be great for them, but I'm sure also too that I'm sure they need help on the offensive line. So
Yeah.
I mean, but the thing that could and probably will save the Giants, I guess, if they let him do it, is they have John Harbaugh. So
Yeah.
Sure.
I think that they are definitely on the up and up. But you also too you have to reel in your quarterback because he's gonna be he's not long for the league either if he
Mm.
continues to put himself in harm's way and not slide or get out of bounds or fight for that extra yard.
Yeah.
That as an NFL quarterback nowadays you just can't do that to yourself and you can't do that to your team because you're not going to be available and
Yeah.
that he's got to get that through his head and the team and the coaching staff has got to get through to him for him to have a substantial career.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, what are your thoughts? The information comes out from Shefty about noon today that the NFL is now exploring playing a game on Wednesday, November 25th, which is the night before Thanksgiving.
Christ.
To me, it's gotten to the point where it's kind of like overkill. It's like how many of these particular things can we? But they know that the dollars are there. They know that
People are
the
going to watch.
networks will pony up for it, right?
Yeah.
And the more that they can pony up for the streaming services, that's where the money is now. That's where it's going to be going because that's a worldwide audience, right? Anybody who's got Netflix can watch that worldwide, which
I don't
is
want to hear about player
absolutely
safety anymore. I'm telling you
no.
that.
Yeah.
Oh God, no.
That you
I don't
can't.
want to
You
hear about
can't. Right.
any of it.
Nope. So what do you do? Do you play Sunday, or
Well,
you don't play
I,
the weekend before and then you play Wednesday,
listen. I have to imagine that if you're constructing the schedule and you're having a team play on a Wednesday,
or you play
that
Saturday? You play Saturday.
that they would have a very unique schedule before and after that game because
Yeah.
there's no way that you can't have that team play on 2 days rest or 3 days rest or
Yeah.
whatever it is. But that in and around that area, and I saw this tweet from Field Yates that it would set up a 10-day consecutive stretch where there would be football on for 10 consecutive days. So you would have on that Saturday, you would have a full slate of college football. On Sunday, you have the full slate of NFL
Yeah.
football. You have Monday night football. Tuesday night, you've got Maction action. And then you'd have the NFL game on Wednesday. You'd have the 3 NFL games on Thanksgiving. You have the NFL game and the college football on Black Friday.
Yeah.
And then you have college football on Saturday, NFL full slate on Sunday, and Monday night football.
It's football and crack. It's
It's
I mean, as a
it's
fan,
absolutely not.
as a
It's
fan
so
and a
good.
viewer, I think it's awesome and amazing.
Yeah.
But the product that they're rolling out there and what they're subjecting these players through is not fair for anybody because
No.
we're not watching football at its peak. Even Thursday night football. Like I love watching Thursday night games, but like you said, Don, these guys only get a couple days off where for years and
Mm-hmm.
years and years, I mean, maybe you played Monday night football, then you played Sunday, but the games on Thursday nights, and then they're talking about doing Wednesday nights now. Now, later in the season during the holidays and whatnot, they have Saturday games. You have Black Friday games. I
Mm-hmm.
just think it's not fair. I don't think it's fair to. I don't think it's fair to the players. Now, I get it; they make a lot of money, more money than we'll ever make in a lifetime. But you're not getting the most. You're not getting the best product on the field
Mm-hmm.
because they're not able to recuperate. There's no way that they can recuperate that quickly.
No.
If they're playing on 3
I mean,
days
Joe,
rest
let's
or
be
4
honest.
days rest.
They can't recover on normal weeks rest.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think the only way that Rich that I'm okay with this is if this is coupled with an 18 game schedule.
Absolutely.
And I shouldn't say that, not an 18 game schedule, but an 18 week schedule
2 buys.
where you start to incorporate the double buys. You connect the double buys to the international games or the games where you have these short weeks. Because, like you said, if you're doing this, you can stop preaching anything you want about player safety because it's not about that. It really isn't. And you can sit there and say that it is all you want, but at the same time, you're talking out of both sides of your mouth. It's foolishness. So
Speaking of, there hasn't been much chatter about the tush push, has there?
There's been none. They're over it.
Huh.
Yeah, because the Eagles weren't that good at it last year, so everybody's like, "Oh,
nah.
Oh, so we
Yeah.
kind of just we're not even gonna really talk about it anymore.
No.
Are
nah, man, not going to talk about that." Well, I mean, why not? We have other things to worry about, Joe. We're about to have the NFL on 7 days a week
we?
Yeah.
Are.
For
because
sure.
of greed, and that's the thing. It's greed. It's nothing
Yeah.
more than greed.
Exactly.
They don't care about us. They don't care about the viewer and the shitbag product that they put out there on Thursdays. And guys are dogging it, or players are hurt and they
Mhm.
can't fucking play, or
For sure.
guys are limping around these games because they're so hurt. They don't give a fuck about player safety. They don't care about the viewer. We're gonna consume it. And we're gonna like it. And we're gonna talk about it because it's what we do. It's what we want. I just think it's absolutely asinine that we're getting force fed. Soon it's going to be a Tuesday because Christmas falls on Thursday, so we got to play a Tuesday game too. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
come on, man! Like if you just want to play it all year round,
Yep. Christmas
make it
Eve.
a 20-week season. Make it a 20-week
20.
season,
Yeah.
and give teams multiple buys so you can put them on every single day.
Play the
Like,
Super Bowl on President's Day weekend.
yeah,
That's coming. That's coming.
and just say
So
fuck it.
That's got to be coming. I mean, that would be smart. I mean, you would get even more viewers.
for sure.
You would get the people that are on the fence of, they might not be like sold or bought into football, but they just watch the Super Bowl to watch the Super Bowl. But if you have off the next day, you're gonna, dude, it's just gonna be a free for all for everyone.
Yeah.
I'm all for that. I'm all for that. But
What do you got for final thoughts, gentlemen?
Oh man, final thoughts. I hope the Eagles get an edge rusher.
yes,
I'm just
Yeah.
waiting for maybe like a backup offensive lineman because we lost
Just
Brent
wait.
Toth. We lost Brent Toth.
I know, dude. I actually
Matt
cried for
Pryor.
a good 3 to 4 seconds when that happened.
Yeah, and Matt
Oh
Pryor.
my God.
So there we go.
Oh,
But now, man,
he was a turnstile. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I know we talked about Becton before, but I'm sure there's other guys out there that that they should and could bring into that are interchangeable, that can play multiple positions along the line. But you have to address it because you saw how it was last year when we had to roll in some of these backup guys. But
yep.
yeah, I mean, I'm looking for them to take an offensive lineman in the first or second round for sure. To take over for Lane whenever whenever that time comes. Hopefully he's healthy the whole season, but you just don't know. But that's stuff that you have to think about. And then the other thing with AJ Brown that we talked about too. So
Yeah.
But hey, we're in a good. I think we're in a good spot. You shore up your lines, and you'll be in a good situation.
Gentlemen, I'm going to go to a completely different sport. The World Baseball Classic. Team Italy. Team Italy with the espresso cappuccino machine in the dugout.
It's beautiful.
But that's the home run celebration when you get back in the dugout is to do the espresso shot in the dugout is like it's so on brand, but it's so awesome. It's like it's the combination of like fun and culture and like celebrating your country, and it's just I just love it. It's just fun. Gentlemen, I got a surprise for you.
Uh-oh.
Been working on a little art project at home.
Oh, nice.
Dude.
Got the black helmet. I got the stickers off of Spreadshirt where you can find some of our other merch. But
Nice.
yeah, we got the that's the official addition to the room. But we've got the Drunk on Broad football, the official Drunk on Broad football helmet.
I love it.
Dude, that's awesome.
So
when are we
it'll
playing?
go. Listen,
what do we play? We're playing on Tuesday?
I think I already got hurt.
It's going right next to the Kelly Green bird. So on the
Joe,
way out, Rich, take us home.
Joe pulled a Harrison Barnes. He woke up from a nap hurt.
I brushed my teeth and tore my elbow. God damn it.
My teeth and I got tennis elbow. It sucks. I'm Rich. We got Don and Joe. We are Drunk on Broad. As always, thanks for joining us. And you stuck around, you fucked around, you found out. Sean Watson, go fuck yourself. Spike Eskin, go fuck yourself. And the Cowboys, go fuck yourself. And the Ravens GM. The Ravens GM, go fuck yourself, dude. We're Drunk on Broad. Go Birds.
Go Birds. Not the Ravens.